How's it going, everybody? Made me a new boiler, as you can see. Decided to use that lead box I had, fire box I had over there, and just make a lead boiler to go with it. Because even using distilled water in this one, which is supposed to put out approximately 64 millibuckets of steam, and this is supposed to take 64 millibuckets of steam approximately. To run this, I still need to kickstart it, give it just a little bit extra to actually get it to start. Now, once it gets started, I can let it die. But in letting it run, I can actually get more distilled water for the other one. And I want to set up a distillery soon. I'm not doing that today, but probably first of next week I'm going to get to work on that, because I want to run at least these two on distilled water, and I'm not making enough, nowhere near enough. I'm barely making enough to run this one most of the time. Okay, I thought these deactivated again. Apparently they're just out. I got this set up thanks to Under Siege telling me that the wood one doesn't take lubricant. You can use a fin on it to keep its heat down, a cooling fin, but it doesn't take lubricant. And see, I always used the regular iron ones, this stuff, the steel ones, and just ran the lubricant into it. I never started with wood, but I figured since I'm short on iron, well, not as much as I am copper for some reason, that I would start with wood this time rather than iron, and that's where I ran into that problem. Also, I talked to Greg, and he said these are supposed to burn, so I must have just got really lucky that it didn't burn being down there. But you can see I got this thing almost completely full of lube. This is completely full. I need to, I hate this visual glitch, this is driving me crazy. I need to get one of those suction pipes made, because for some reason this pipe will not, and I hate it, I can't touch them, they break instantly. This pipe here will not connect to a barrel. It'll connect to take it out, and it looks like it connects to go in, but it for some reason ain't working. That's a bucket that I actually put in there, and then some of it drained back out. You see my Grossar here. This is all that I've been doing up. These are extra gems that I got, and this is all the dust I got that I can't do anything with. And this is the extra dust I got, all the chipped and flawed ones. Been using them to make picks. I got one other thing I want to show you, but I need to sleep so you can see it real well. I came down here the other day and went to go to bed, and there was a witch standing right there. I didn't even see it, and I came around the corner to go to bed and popped me in the butt and actually killed me with healing potions because I didn't have a sword on my hotbar. I realized that I forgot to put that torch up, and I didn't have one in the middle, so she could spawn in there. I got that all lit up now, so don't have to worry about that anymore. there you go. It's not really a whole lot of places I can go that you can get a really good look of it, but I decided to put me a roof on here so I ain't got to worry about things that are up above there falling down on me when I'm over here checking these. Like I said, I want to dig in here, make this an actual entranceway here, and I think I'm going to do the same over here. I think I'm going to put my Rotorycraft stuff on this side. I'm not quite positive yet. And then the other side will probably be for storage. Right now, most of my mass storage stuff is still down in the cave that I don't need right now, but I want to get to work on that. But before we worry about all that, we need to get back to Rotorycraft. There's not a whole lot with Gregtech I can do at the moment until I find some copper. I need some wires and stuff, so we're going to work on this. Now, one thing I want to do is get a fan made, which needs wood and an impeller, a base pan, 2 base panels, and a shaft. The most important thing is what kind of power requirement it has. Its required power is 1024 watts, and it needs a lot of speed, 512 in speed. Alright, so if we go turn. Alright, just kiss my butt. We'll do it this way. Okay, so DC engine will put out 1024, but the speed is only 256. Now, so it does put out enough power, but let's see, 256 and 512. So we just need a double gear, 2-to-1 gear ratio gear to run that. And then we can use one of those for farming. But today I am going to work on getting a fermenter made. Now, I'm not sure where the fermenter is in here. Production. Blast furnace, work table, fermenter. There we go. So 10 base plates, impeller, and it needs the 1024. Speed is really low, so we can use a regular DC engine to run this. So that's what we're going to make. Grab these things here. Those are gears. I'll need those. Alright, so first things first is the DC engine. And we need 2 base panels, a shaft. We've got 1 base panel, so we'll make 3 of these. Put those in there, and then we need 1 shaft here. And we need this here. And we need to grab some redstone. Alright. And there's our DC engine. Now, basically, for anybody that doesn't know, this is a very basic machine, a very basic engine, and you're a butthead. Give me you back. There is a screwdriver you can use to turn these things, but I haven't made one yet. But basically, all this thing needs to run is a redstone signal. So if you put this down here, it turns on. It makes a lot of noise. Give me a bowl. I need food. Need substance to work. Alright. Now we're going to do our impeller for our fermenter. And it can be tin too. I knew one of them was. I couldn't remember if it was this one or not. I made up a bunch of tin so I can use it up for this instead of my iron. And I had to do it wrong again. You know I had to. Okay, so we got an impeller. And we needed 4 base panels. Yeah. So I'm making our set of these. So base panels and tin with an impeller. And there we go. Now put you there. Now basically there's 2 different sets on this. You can either set it to make the yeast or the other. And if I'm remembering correctly, you just use a switch to switch it from one to the other. You can see right now it's on this one, and now it's on this one. And it needs water, so we're going to have to pipe some water over here. And do we got any pipes left over? We got 2. That's not going to be enough. So let's make a few more. That should be enough. And like I said, all of this is going to get moved to that other room once I get it built. Oh, my wrench is right there. Alright, so now we're filling up with water. And I know we need sugar and I think a food product. Let me look up the ethanol crystals. There it is. This is what we're trying to make. This is the sludge that it makes. And to make that, you need yeast and like leaves or saplings. Honey will work. Lily pads, sugar cane, flowers, potatoes, any of that different kind of stuff. Hell, even sawdust will work. All the different saplings, vines. I usually use leaves, go out with a pair of shears and just shear the crap off of trees. Because I kind of have, certain things that I do in certain places. But I have so many flowers once I get started on bees that I could use bee flowers if I wanted to. The only thing about doing leaves is it costs you to shear the leaves to make the shears. So you're really just trading a resource for a power source. And I don't really like doing that. I like to use like a waste product or something that you're producing, which would be like saplings or potatoes, or like I just said, flowers from all the bees that I'm going to have eventually. So the first thing we got to do is make the yeast, and the yeast comes from sugar and something else. All right, well, that sucked. And we're back. Apparently, when it tells me I should fix the or update, that I should actually update, because that was the problem. And I don't see where this thing actually calls for water for any of these. So why does it accept water if I don't need water? But anyways, dirt and sugar, that makes your yeast. So that's what we need to do. So I got some dirt on me and I got some yeast on me. So we need to switch this back. And if you're doing a big thing of a big production of this, it's best to just set up 2 of these. They're not expensive. And you'll see that we got everything good there. This is going up, just going up very, very slowly. I'm not really even sure what this meter is on the side here, because here it shows it needs to be green, but mine's blue and it's still running, so I have no idea what that is, unless that's the yeast when you put it in there. No, because the yeast goes up here, so I have no idea what that is. But I'm going to let that run, and I'm going to go grab some extra saplings that I got down here. We'll use them for now, because I haven't set up my forestry farm yet. Or my forestry fermenter to use them yet. So I can just use them for now. And if I remember correctly, they actually give out pretty good amounts of stuff. Ethanol, sludge, whatever. So let's run this back up there. Y'all got like an instant comeback from the crash. It took me a good 15 minutes because I had to go download and change everything over. Alright, we got our first one here. He really slowed this thing down. I do not remember this being anywhere near this slow. Anyways, while it's doing its thing, the next thing we will need is an engine. I think it's called an engine. Fuel-powered engine. Gasoline engine. I think it's this one. Fuel-powered engine. Is it? No, this looks more like what I'm used to making. It's got the gold, it's got the cylinders, got the ignition unit. Better check the book and make sure. As I think the fuel one actually runs on like Buildcraft fuel. Gasoline engine. True to its name, runs on ethanol. Simply load in ethanol crystals and watch them burn to produce 128 nanometers of torque at 512 rads a second, or 65,536 kilowatts of power. So this is how we're getting our power. And then there's a performance engine. Like the gasoline engine runs on ethanol, but it also requires water coolant and can only reach its maximum output when given the correct additives to the fuel supply: redstone, gunpowder, or blaze powder, each being more effective than the last. Fully supplied and maintained, these engines will produce 256 nanometers of torque at 1024 rads a second, a total of 262,141 kilowatts. I've never actually made one of these. I might actually have to try it out. But that's what we're trying to get to right now. And I actually want to, somebody suggested it, and I kind of blew it off at the time. I'm having such trouble making power right now that I think I'm actually going to make one. There is a see if I can find it here. A way to, right here, interactive. You can do RF a tick to watts. That's going in. We need to go the other way. So 520,000 watts equals 1 RF. So that's a bunch. But there's also a way to turn it to EU, or at least there was. Just gotta see if I can find it. And I don't see it. Motor. Induction motor. No, that's Rotorycraft. Electric motor. This is the one right here, I do believe, that goes to electricity, EU. So I need to look that up in the book. Alright, that's still going. Alright, so that's the AC. And you know what? Can I just do this? No, I can't do that. I gotta actually hit the question mark in the thing. But I think this is the one I need to make. But I gotta have diamond shafts and all that good stuff to make it. And if 1 RF is 500,000 watts, I'm gonna need a lot better than this ethanol engine to run the thing anyways. So it'll be a little while before we get there. Let's see. Yeah, this is still running. Still working on lignite. Getting that stuff burn up like crazy over here. Just go in there. Give me all you got and I'll throw you in there too. In case you didn't know, if you get a weird amount in there somehow and it won't all go through, you can just do this, change it to the small one, and it'll all funnel through. Is this actually full? No, it's not full. There's a small dark ash. Why is that last little bit not coming out of there? I've done this like 1,000 times. Why is that not coming out of there? That's weird. Alright, we'll go back to that one for now. And I'll figure it out. There shouldn't actually be any small in there. I hope it didn't mess up and take the tinies that were in there and make them small. Because I had tinies in there. I sure hope that ain't what it did. But I'll feed it later. Get this last one done here. I'm going to switch it over. Come on, give it here. Man, this thing is slow. Alright. And we need the yeast up there. And that in there. And that's should start making the sludge. Now, I'm wondering if that's actually a heat. I wonder if it actually needs heat. Just thought about that. Because fermentation process should take heat. So is it possible that he added... It's running. Oh, my pipe's right there. Oh, that's not going to work. Alright. I'll try adding heat to it later. I was hoping that would be fixed in this update. When I move it over, I'm going to try to move this over today to that other side over here. I'm going to try to carve this out over here. I could actually just put them out here because I'm covered from the rain and everything out here, and those machines don't actually need to be covered from the rain, but I might just move them out there for now. Let's see. There's our first bit of sludge. And holy crap with the lag spike. Wow, that was bad. Alright, so we're going to throw that in there. And we're going to put that in there. And we're going to give it a cook job. And this will bake my potatoes. Still love how quick this thing is. And now the sludge. And there's our ethanol crystals. So now this we can use to make these upgrades. Or we can just use it to cook things as fuel. Or we can... Oh, we actually need it for that too. I didn't see that. We need it for making the jet fuel. You can rock melt it down into this ethanol, but I don't know anything that actually takes the liquid ethanol. I always thought that this engine should, but it doesn't. But there you go. Now, what I'm probably going to do is make 2 of these, since they're so nice and cheap, so I can have one that does the yeast and one that does the ethanol, and just pipe the yeast out into the one that does the sludge. So I will get to work on that and get them moved. One thing I wanted to show you, this is a very old trick, but I don't know if all of you guys know it. You can't do this with the steam engine because it'll catch on fire. But if you put wool around your engine, it'll actually quiet it down. Let me get a little more wool here. Put that one there. And since I don't actually need this one, not real sure what that's there for. All right, now put the lever here. You can hear how noisy it is. I put that there. Now you can hear how quiet it got. It doesn't completely get quiet, but it quiets way down. I want to try making the clay wool, see if that stuff is burnable. Is it clay wool? That's the stained clay. Woolen Clay, here it is, by Chisel 2. It's any stained clay and wool. I think it has to be whatever color you're wanting to make it. So like if I wanted white, it would be white stained clay and white wool. Orange is orange stained and orange wool. But I want to try making some of this and see if that'll work. So I'm going to go cook me up some clay and stuff, and we'll try that out next time if I remember. But that's it for today. We made us some ethanol, and I want to talk to Greg eventually and see if I can get ethanol to be able to be burned in the fireboxes, and if it'll give out ash. I'm sure it'll actually work in there, but I don't know if it'll actually give out an ash or not. Let's go ahead and try one for now just to see if it'll go in. So it will go in because it'll take any fuel. It does light, so it is running. And we're going to put 10 of these over here. Okay, so it doesn't burn very long. It burns about as long as a lignite coal, it looks like. And did I get anything back? Oh crap, I forgot to empty it before I did that. I don't think so, because I think 25 is about what I had in there. But there you go. That's it. Have a good one. I'll talk to Greg about that, see if I can get a output of at least ash, if not dark ash, from it. See you guys later.